The man woke up from his sleep and finds that his girlfriend who died yesterday has miraculously come back to life.
I was just kidding!
You're here.
Yes, and you're scaring me.
Jack is terrified. He was so nervous he couldn't even speak. He couldn't believe what was happening in front of him until his girlfriend hugged him and felt the warmth of her body. It was only then that he recovered from the shock. Munsa comforted Jack gently, but Jack held her tighter. Faced with the chance to love again, he cherished it. He tried hard to tell his girlfriend what happened yesterday, but she thought it was just a dream he had. Watching her say the same things she said yesterday, doing the same things she did yesterday, even he somehow put on the same suit he wore yesterday, he suddenly thought of something, so he hurriedly changed his clothes. At that moment his girlfriend's voice came from the kitchen. He remembered that she was burned by the kettle yesterday, so he hurried to the kitchen, but this time she used a towel to protect herself. He was glad that what happened yesterday didn't happen again, but the truth was different. When Munsa was using the curling iron on her hair, she burned her hand. On his way to work, Jack wanted to prevent yesterday's incident from happening again. He took his girlfriend on a different route, but what he never expected was, the person who spilled coke yesterday still appeared. He hurriedly protected his girlfriend in his arms. His girlfriend's clothes were not wet with coke. He thought he was worrying too much, but he just turned around. Her clothes were still wet by another passerby. It was all so real. And then it dawned on Jack, what's going to happen is going to happen. It's just a matter of when and how.
It wasn't a dream.
What?
All these things that are happening today, every single one, I already knew they would happen.
What do you mean?
The leather jacket, the burn, the Coca-Cola spilled on your sweater. I already saw or dreamt those things. I mean, some of them happened a little differently, but...
However, Munsa thought it was just a dream, but Jack was getting more and more agitated. She quickly asked what had happened in the dream, but Jack hesitated. He didn't tell her that she was going to die. He just said that something terrible had happened. In order to prove that it wasn't a dream, he told Munsa that his watch would be broken on his way to work. In order to allay Jack's fears, Munsa decided to accompany Jack to the company. They soon arrived at the company's downstairs and saw that Jack's watch was still intact. Then Munsa was reassured and left. In order to prove again that this is not a dream, he went to the pool hall where the glass was broken yesterday. This time, he caught the white ball with ease. It was just as he thought. What was going to happen was going to happen, just in a different order. At that moment, he suddenly thought of something. He rushed out to take a cab, but when he got in, he realized the cab driver was the same driver from yesterday. He seemed to know everything about Jack. Jack eagerly asked the driver for a solution, but the driver told him,
just one thing. Appreciate her. And what you have. Just love her.